Alright, hey guys, it's Kenzie. Welcome back to my channel. Today first off, please ignore the box and the mess of my bed behind me. It'll get taken care of, I promise. But not right now. So anyway, today we are doing a little get ready with me. And this is not a video I normally do. But I want to expand my horizons. I don't even know if that's the correct term. Anyway. And while I'm doing this little get ready with me, I'm going to tell y'all a story. A story that was not funny at the time, but is absolutely hilarious now. So, like, looking back on it, and it's one of my favorite stories to tell, so. But anyway, so we're just going to start with browse. So, what happened was this girl I know, she was taking a little road trip to Vegas to go see her family. And, hold on. And she wanted someone to go with her, and I was like the only one available pretty much. So she asked me, and I was like, all right, yeah, sure, I'll go to Vegas. If nothing else, it gives me the opportunity to say I've been to Vegas, right? So that was fun. But anyway, so first day, me, and her dad and brother all take a road trip. Now, here's the thing, is her and I were in her car, her dad and brother were in her brother's car. Her dad and brother... they were not going to Vegas. They were going to California because her brother had a basketball thing. And that is important for later in the story. But anyway, so the first day, her and I are jamming out in the car, listening to music, singing songs, talking and everything. We're having a good old time. And we're just following her dad and brother, so we're not worried about GPS or anything. But anyway, it starts to get nighttime, and her dad didn't want the two of us driving by ourselves at nighttime. And we were in Utah at this point, and not close enough to be like, hey, like, we can just drive the night. Like, he was determined we weren't gonna drive the rest of the night. So we didn't. He got us a hotel in Utah, and that night was fine. We had dinner, we took our showers, we went to bed. The next morning, what am I looking for? Here it is. Anyway. The next morning, we get up, she gets breakfast. I'm not really a huge breakfast person, so I ain't get anything. Except I went to go get the car from the parking lot. And, so the parking lot was a little small for how big this hotel was, but you know, it is what it is. And I should have just turned around in the parking lot. I did not turn around in the parking lot. I took this okay, so front of the building is here, parking lot is over here, right? So I get the car, and I was thinking, oh, I'll just turn around in the parking lot, go up to the front of the building. As I was pulling out to do that, some whoever or whatever was, like, I don't know if it was male, female, whatever. Some Rudy Patootie, basically, was going really fast in the parking lot. And had I pulled out, like, fully pulled out when I did, we would have crashed. So, thankfully, I did not fully pull out yet. But, anyway. So, I was like, all right, fine, I'm not dealing with this, because it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm not a morning person. I'm tired. I'm trying to not be super grouchy the day because we still have like, I don't know, like 8 hours left in the trip before we get to where we're going, and I wasn't gonna, make her deal with that. So I see this opening to leave the parking lot, and I'm like, okay, if I take that opening, turn left, and then turn left again, it'll take me to the main road, and that might take me to the opening to, like, the other opening to the parking lot, and it'll take me to the front of the building, right? Like, that's my thought process. So I do that. I leave that opening, turn left again, and at this point, I realize, no, it's not going to take me to the front of the building because there's one of those stupid big concrete dividers right there. So I was like, oh crap. So I turn left again, thinking maybe it can like give me a U-turn. No, it takes me to a 5-lane highway. So at this point, I'm panicking because girl I was with, her phone was dead, so I couldn't call her. Her dad and brother weren't there, so even if I could call her, it's not like they could come save me. So I am panicking. And like I said, it's a 5-lane highway. I'm on the middlest lane, like the middle lane. Like 2 lanes here, 2 lanes here. I'm in the lane in between. And I start having a panic attack. I am hyperventilating, I'm crying, and I calm down enough, like literally just enough to realize if I have a panic attack right now, I'm gonna crash. So I calm down enough to get to the side of the highway, pull over, and put my hazards on. And I'm still panicking, I'm still crying, but at least I'm safe now, so I'm allowed to have a full-blown panic attack. So I try putting the hotel into Google Maps because I'm like, okay, if I just look at this hotel, it'll tell me how to get back, it'll be fine. It was trying to take me somewhere an hour away. If I turned like this, I could still see the building. There's no reason it was going to be an hour away. Like, there's no reason for that, right? And I'm still panicking. I'm crying. I do the one thing I can think of to do in this crisis. I call my mom. And, I mean, obviously she can't come save me because I'm several hours away in another state, but, like, she can't come save me. But you know what she can do? She can try and calm my panic attack. She can watch me on Life 360 and see if she can help. So that was my thought process with that. So I'm like trying to explain everything to her, and she's like, like, what do you see? And I'm like, I can still see the hotel. Like, I don't know. Other than that, like, I see the hotel, I see buildings, I, obviously see cars in the highway. And about then, a highway worker pulls up behind me, comes up to the car, taps on the window. And he was like, hey, like, I saw your hazards on. I see your plates are from out of state. Like, is everything okay? And I, as calmly as I possibly can in this moment, tell this person, like, no, everything's not okay. I explain what happened, and he's like trying to explain to me how to get back to the hotel. And I don't know if I had a confused look on my face or if he could just tell I was still panicking or what, but he kind of realized, like, hey, she's not gonna comprehend any of this. So he goes, if you want, I can put it into your GPS. And I was like, yes, please. So I hand over my phone. He puts the address into my GPS, and he sends me on my merry way. So I'm, at this point, still panicking, but calm enough to, get back on the highway and drive back to the hotel. And my mom was like, I'm going to stay on the phone with you until you get back to the hotel. It's not going to be a big deal. Don't worry. I'm going to make sure you are taken care of. And she's still watching me on Life 360. And here's the thing is, when all this was going down, My brain went to, crap, this girl is gonna think I just ran off with her car and abandoned her. Like, she's gonna think I just stole her car and left her stranded in the middle of Utah. So my mom and I are on the phone as I'm going back to the hotel, and I'm still panicking. I'm driving as calmly as I possibly can. Does that look? That actually looks pretty good. Where's the other brush? There it is. I'm getting makeup all over me. Anyway, so that was fun. But anyway, I get back to the hotel and I pull in. That's not the color I used. Anyway, I pull up next to the door and I tell my mom, I'm like, okay, I'm, back at the hotel. I'm in front of the building. I'm good. I'm safe. I'm gonna go, let the girl know that I'm safe and did not abandon her. So my mom hangs up. We do the whole love you bye. She tells me to call her if I need anything else. My sinuses are bothering me. So I go inside, and the girl is looking at me panicked. And I'm still crying. The crying has not stopped. But I'm still crying. She's looking at me panicked. She's wondering what the heck happened. She had asked the front desk for a charger so she could charge her phone and, hopefully get a hold of me, figure out what the heck was happening. But I go in, I'm crying, and she's like, what? And I go up to her and I was like, it was horrible. I ended up on the highway. I wasn't supposed to, and I'm sobbing. And she's probably trying to hold in her laughter, honestly. But I'm like sobbing. And she just hugs me. She's like, okay, as long as you're okay. I thought you got kidnapped. That's where her mind went. She thought I got kidnapped. I thought she was gonna think I abandoned her. My concealer was not blended out. Anyway. But that was entertaining. So we load up the bags and oh, I forgot to mention, because you're probably wondering why we didn't just go get the car together, like just take our bags out together. It was because she had her child with her, and her child was still eating breakfast, and we didn't want to disrupt that, so that's why we just didn't go get the car together. I should have mentioned that earlier. Anyway, so we get back on the road and we take the rest of the trip and everything, and we're still, like, at this point, we're kind of laughing about the situation because, like, I was fine, she was fine, the car was fine, everything and everyone involved was fine. So we were kind of laughing about that, and we still laugh about it now. Like, there are times where we're like, man, that Vegas trip was so fun, except for that one little incident. But my sinuses are bothering me. Anyway, so we do our trip. We didn't really do a whole lot, but we did go to Cracker Barrel, and I was able to get some Harry Potter Squishmallows, so that made me happy. But anyway, so I'm trying to put this on my mascara. Hold on. Anyway, so we get done with our trip, and like the whole me getting on the highway thing happened on Tuesday. That Saturday we get home, and like it was around midnight, and we just ended up going to her house and unloading her stuff and her child's stuff and everything. And then I just called my mom and was like, hey, we're home, can you come pick me up from her house? And my mom was like, yeah, no problem. So my mom picks me up. We're on our way to our house now. And her and I are talking about that situation. You know how I mentioned I thought the girl was getting I abandoned her and she thought I got kidnapped? My mom, apparently when she answered the phone and I was just crying, had thought that they, like, her dad and her brother all just forgot I went on the trip and abandoned me there. So, you know, everyone just sort of assumed the worst in that situation. Thankfully, everything that was assumed did not happen. You know, we were all okay. We all made it back in one piece. But yeah, I thought it was absolutely hilarious that that is where my mom's mind went to, because she's normally very calm and rational. She does not panic and assume the worst, like, ever. That is a me thing, 100%. Yeah, that's enough blush. Anyway. So, yeah, that's my funny story on how I got stuck on the highway. Well, not even stuck, just like how I got on the side of the highway and had a panic attack on the side of the highway in Utah. So, that is just, it's funny to talk about now, especially since no one was hurt. At the time, there was obviously a lot of panicking and a lot of tears, considering how many times I've mentioned I was crying. So yeah, let this be a lesson that if you ever go on a road trip with anyone, make sure everyone's phones are charged. So there is a little less anxiety if something like that happens. And don't trust the person with the least amount of experience in driving, especially with hotels. Go get the vehicle, apparently, because that's also something that could have saved some anxiety, is if I had not been the one to go get the car. But yeah, I'm almost done getting ready, so. Alright, let's just. Right, and then I'm not going to do much for a lip, I'm just going to do this lip oil. I have a pretty natural look today. Okay, first off, ignore my room, but anyway, this is the fit. Jeans from Ross. I honestly don't know where this top is from. I've had it for years, and honestly, I don't even think I'm the one who bought it, so. But I love it. It's my pirate top, and I haven't worn it in like a year or two, so I'm really happy to wear it again. But yeah, this is the fit. Anyway, that's all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something from my story and you don't go on a road trip with dead phones. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a good day, night, evening, whatever time of day you're watching this. And Jesus loves you, and so do I. And bye!